Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimakong.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you a part of Great Expectations.
As.
Ah.
Great Expectations. Charles Dickens. Chap. 53 Sec 2. Wolf, said he. Good God at you. It had passed through my thoughts to cry out for help again. Though few could know better than I. The solitary nature of the spot. And the hopelessness of age. But as he sat gloating over me, I was supported by a scornful detestation of him that sealed my lips. Above all things, I resolved that I would not entreat him, and that I would die making some last poor resistance to him. Softened as my thoughts of all the rest of men were in that dire extremity, humbly beseeching pardon, as I did, of heaven, melted at heart, as I was, by the thought that I had taken no farewell, and never now could take farewell of those who were dear to me, or could explain myself to them, or ask for their compassion on my miserable errors still. If I could have killed him, even in dying, I would have done it. He had been drinking, and his eyes were red and bloodshot. Around his neck was slung a tin bottle, as I had often seen his meat and drink slung about him in other days. He brought the bottle to his lips, and took a fiery drink from it, and I smelt the strong spirits that ice of flash into his face. Wolf, said he, folding his arms again. Old Orlick's a going to tell you something. Again my mind, with its former inconceivable rapidity, had exhausted the whole subject of that I take upon my sister, her illness, and her death. Before his slow, unhesitating speech had formed these words. It was you. Villain, said I, retorted, catching up the gun, and making a blow with the stock at the vacant between us. I come upon her from behind, as I come upon you tonight. I give it her. I left her for dead. You. She shouldn't have come to life again. But it warns old Orlick as did it. It was you. You was favourite. And he was bullied and beat. Old Orlick bullied and beat. Aye. Now you pays for it. You done it. He drank again, and became more ferocious. Innate. End of me. I knew that every drop it held was a drop of my life. Crept towards me but a little while before, like my own running ghost. Done. And be seen slouching about their drinking at the alehouses. My rapid mind pursued into the town. Made a picture of the street with him in it. Over it. Into which I should have dissolved, while he said a dozen words. But that what he did say presented pictures to me, and not mere words. In the excited and exalted state of my brain, I could not think of a place without seeing it, or of persons without seeing them. It is impossible to overstate the vividness of these images, and yet I was so intent, all the time, of the slightest action of his fingers. When he had drunk this second time, he rose from the bench on which he sat, pushed the table aside, and he took up the candle, and then, shielding it with his murderous hand so as to throw its light on me, stood before me, looking at me and enjoying the sight. Wolf, I'll tell you something more. I saw the staircase with its extinguished lamps. I saw the shadows of the heavy stairway rails, thrown by the watchman's lantern on the wall. I saw the rooms that I was never to see again. Ere a door half open. Yeah. A door closed. All the articles of furniture around. And why was old Orlick there? I'll tell you something more. Wolf, you and her have pretty well hunted me out of this country, so far as getting easy living in it goes. And I've took up with new companions and new masters. Some of 'em writes my letters when I want some more to do you mind. Writes my letters. Wolf, they writes 50 hands. They're not like sneaking you, as writes but one. I've had a firm mind and a firm will to have your life, since you was down here at your sister's burying. I've seen a way to get you safe, and I've looked out at you to know your ins and outs. For, says old Orlick to himself, somehow or another I'll have him. What? When I looks for you, I finds your Uncle Provis. Mulpon banged, and chinks his basin, and the old green copper rope walk, also clear and plain. Provis in his rooms, the signal whose use was over. Pretty Clara, the good motherly woman, old Bill Boy on his back, all drifting by, as on the swift stream of my life fast running out to sea. You with Uncle too. I'd thoughts of doing. Odd times, when I see you loitering amongst the pollards on a Sunday, and you hadn't found no uncles then. Well, not you. Wore the leg iron what old Olet had picked up, filed asunder, on these meshes of her so many years ago, and what he kept by him till he dropped your sister with it, like a bullock, in his savage taunting. Save it from the flame. Aught he cried. Often. After doing it again. The burnt child dreads the fire. Old Orlick knowed you was burnt. Old Orlick knowed you was swaggling your Uncle Provis away. Old Orlick's a match for you and knowed you'd come tonight. Now I'll tell you something more. Wolf, and this is it. Been for you. Let him weigh them. When he's lost his navy, let him weigh them. When no man can find a rag of his dear relation's clothes, nor yet a bone of his body. There is and that can't and that won't have Magway cheese. I know the name, alive in the same land with them. And that's had such sure information of him when he was alive in another land, as that he couldn't and shouldn't leave it unbeknown and put them in danger. Perhaps it's them that writes 50 hens, and that's not like sneaking, he writes but one. Where come poison? Why which? He fled kindle at me again, smoking my face and hair. and for an instant blinding me, and turned his powerful back as he replaced the light on the table. I had thought a prayer, and had been with Joan, Biddy and Herbert, before he turned towards me again. Within this space, he now slouched backwards and forwards. His great strength seemed to sit stronger upon him than ever before, as he did this with his hands hanging loose and heavy at his sides, and with his eyes scowling at me. I had no grain of hope left, wild as my inward hurry was, and wonderful the force of the pictures that rushed by me instead of thoughts. I could yet clearly understand that, of all human knowledge, he would never have told me what he had told. Of a sudden, he stopped, took the cork out of his bottle, and tossed it away. Light as it was, I heard it fall like a plummet. He swallowed slowly, tilting up the bottle by little and little, and now he looked at me no more. The last few drops of liquor he poured into the palm of his hand, and picked up, and, with a sudden hurry of violence and swearing horribly, he threw the bottle from him, and stooped, and I saw in his hand a stone hammer with a long heavy handle. The resolution I had made did not desert me. For, without uttering one vain word of appeal to him, I shouted out with all my might, and struggled with all my might. It was only my head and my legs that I could move, but to that extent I struggled with all the force, until then unknown, that was within me. In the same instant I heard responsive shouts, saw figures and a gleam of light dashing out the door, heard voices and tumult, and saw Orlick emerge from a struggle of men, as if it were tumbling water, clear the table at a leap, and fly out into the night. To be continued.